Alright, quick video here for the collapse experiment. I had to do some paperwork earlier today and I suddenly realized that while I was filling out things on a certain website, I kept asking if I wanted to go digital, if I wanted to mail copies, or if I wanted to send a digital file. And then it kept asking me, do you want to go paperless? Do you want to go paperless? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Even the bank that I go through has a policy that they charge you, I forget, but it was a substantial amount. I want to say it was like $5 or $6 a month. They charge you for having an account there so that they can mail statements about your accounts to your house, or you sign up for the app. Now, we're coming to a time where there is the very real possibility that you may need to have a physical, actual copy of a lot of things at the moment. Birth certificate, marriage certificate, the deed to your house. Could be anything from the last bank statement that you possibly could have. Deposit slips. Just printouts of the last totals for your savings accounts. Because there's the very real possibility that one day you could wake up and you go to get your grande latte from Starbucks and your card is declined because you have zero in your account that should not be there. So what do? I mean, you have to go to the bank. It's probably not just you. There may be a line of people who are very, very, very pissed off because they did not get their grande lattes. But at least you'll have that piece of paper that says, hey, look at the date on here. This is how much was in there. These are all my accounts. What's the scoop? Because at least you have physical paper proof as to what you had. And that's just one example. There is also the, I don't know if you've heard these ads, LifeLock. People are quit claiming your deed and then putting a loan on your house without your knowledge, and before you know it, somebody else owns your house and you don't even know it. And I'm like, now granted that might be a true story, but the funny thing is, don't we have an FBI and a law enforcement set up in place and legal ramifications for when stuff like this happens? That doesn't mean that you shouldn't still have like a physical copy of the deed to your property, the the paperwork for your car. You should have all of this. You should definitely have all of it somewhere in a safe space. I mean, back in the day, we didn't have this digital copy thing. You had a fireproof box and you kept all your stuff in it because, heaven forbid, if your house burned down, at least you still had everything that was important to move on with your life. And that very, very real circumstance could definitely be coming that way to a lot of people. I mean, there's even the possibility that you may have to bug out of your house. And then how do you prove when you come back, who knows what time period later, and there's somebody else living there, what's your proof that it was yours? And these are all things to consider. So at the moment, my youngest daughter doesn't even have a birth certificate because of 2020. Thanks, COVID. Yeah, still have to get that taken care of. So we're definitely living in interesting times. I have a feeling that this move to making everything digital is going to bite us in the ass, and we have to prepare to have an alternative ready when all of a sudden digital is no longer with us, and you have to go to some office somewhere and prove you own this thing, this money was there, fill in the blank, because it doesn't benefit anyone except for you to have this information. I mean, you can scream all day and say, "No, that house is mine. I bought it. This is my property." And then somebody else is like, "Look, dude, I bought this at auction while you were in the while you were in the FEMA camp. It's mine now." And then you have like no legal repercussions to fall back on. So interesting times. And with that, keep on typing.